Hello and welcome to a new video, and it's again a story related video I developed together with my friend Little Robot and the AI, a magic random story generator. So I started here, and I have now here the interface where I can generate a word, and it's not only one word, 10 words, and 10 random words will mixed in a random generated story. And here I have different genre so crime, comedy, romance, fantasy, science fiction, kids. And let's try what we can mix here. So these are the random words, and it's the same word list like in my German lesson random words videos. So I increase here the font size. Maoist, BVDs, Interlocution, Lettericium, Karasaya, Invite, okay, invite, I know invite. Einladen in Germany, X-Raying, Röntgenstrahlen, Riser, Euphrates, Ambulance. And that sounds for me like science fiction or crime. Let's first try what can generate it as science fiction from these words here. And it's different amount of words. So here we have now a bit longer. In some cases it can be shorter. Let's look and read. So, Nina was on her way to the grocery store when she saw the sign. It was a large sign posted on the side of a building with bolded red letters. Maoist insurgents invite you to join the revolution. Okay, red letters because of Mao, obviously. The sign had been there for weeks, and Nina had ignored it. But for some reason, on this day, she felt drawn to it. She walked closer to the building and saw a group of people gathered inside. They were all young and they all looked serious. Nina hesitated, but then decided to go inside. "Hello," she said. "I saw your sign." "Welcome," one of the young people said. "Please come in." Nina found herself in a large room with a podium at the front. The young people were all sitting in chairs, and they all turned to look at her as she entered. "This is our revolution," the person who had welcomed her said. "We are fighting for a better future." Nina wasn't sure what to say. She had never been interested in politics, but something about the way these young people were talking made her want to listen. "We are fighting against the oppression of the government," another person said, "and we need your help." Nina wasn't sure what she could do, but she nodded. She agreed to help, and she soon found herself X-raying supplies for the revolution. She didn't know what the future would bring, but she was ready to fight for a better world. Okay, so these, I think not all words are used, but it's also for an AI Little Robot ASMR collaboration program or application, difficult, in a short amount of time. Okay, so I don't want to look what a kid's story would be, let's generate another story. So I make a new start here. But we can also switch to another story, maybe now, after the first decision for a genre. Oh, what is that? Dual Quada, Muscat, unattached, stinkpot, cross-eyed, legged, righteously, cataract, lateral. So, stinkpot. What can we do for a kid's story? Let's look. So, once upon a time there was a cross-eyed cat named Muscat. Muscat lived in the city of Dulquada and was known for being a stinkpot. Oh. One day Muscat ran into a Dennisdale spider and they became friends. Still taught Muscat how to spin webs, and Muscat taught how to climb buildings. One day, while they were out exploring, they ran into a cataract. Muscat had never seen anything like it before and was fascinated. They explained. So if you know the word, please comment. I don't know. Maybe it's a name. Like in this story here. Explained that a cataract is a waterfall. Oh, okay. And that the water is very powerful. Muscat was so interested that he wanted to go closer, but was afraid. Muscat was determined to see the cataract up close, so he attached a string to and told him to climb down. Did as he was told, and Muscat slowly lowered him down. When got close enough, he let go of the string and was pulled into the water. Muscat quickly ran to the edge of the cataract and looked down, but was nowhere to be found. He looked for days, but he never found his friend. Muscat was left alone, but he never forgot the adventures they had together. Oh, a very sad story. Can also be a sad story. And because of the name I can't pronounce it very proper. I choose another story. But maybe then we can switch if I can read the words from the one genre to the other genre. Jacksonia, walk on, Ayrshire, emphasis, evenness, stretching, justness, outsides, lumbago. What can we do? So, let's look for a crime. So, when the police arrived at the scene, they found the body of Jacksonia lying in a pool of blood. There was an obvious gunshot wound to the head. Witnesses reported seeing a man walking away from the scene. The police are currently looking for the suspect. Jacksonia was a walk-on for the local college basketball team. He was from Ayrshire and came to the United States on a basketball scholarship. Jacksonia was known for his evenness on the court, and his stretch was just one of the reasons he made the team. The motive for the murder is still unknown, but the police are emphasizing the importance of finding the suspect as soon as possible. If you have any information, please contact the police. So, yeah, it's just the beginning of the story or a chapter. But, yeah, in further versions, maybe we can extend the story. So, and what is if we have a romance from these words here? So, generating, and now we have a romance story of these same random words here. When Jacksonia walked on the Ayrshire golf course for the first time, she was amazed by its beauty. The rolling hills and the lush green grass were like something out of a fairy tale. She immediately felt a sense of peace and calm. As she began to play, she quickly realized that the course was a challenging one. The fairways were narrow and the greens were fast, but she enjoyed the challenge and the evenness of the terrain. One day, as she was playing, she felt a sharp pain in her back. She tried to ignore it, but it got worse with each swing. She finally had to stop and rest. After a few minutes, the pain subsided, and she was able to finish her round. Later that day, she went to see her doctor. He diagnosed her with lumbago and told her to take it easy for a few days. But Jacksonia was determined to keep playing. Against her doctor's orders, she went back to the golf course. This time she took it easy and didn't push herself. She concentrated on her form and her breathing. And slowly but surely the pain began to fade. She continued to play and eventually the lumbago was gone. She was back to playing the game she loved with a new sense of joy and justness. Okay, so not romance between two persons. So first I thought the doctor, but here of course the romance between Jacksonia and golf sport, I would say. Okay, and yeah, let's do a final one. And yeah, if you like these stories, but if you don't like, I like it. So I think it can become a series of ASMR for you. These random stories here. So I'm very into this at the moment, if you maybe noticed. So Pinacotheca. So no, this band remembering Epicurus energy, thermo junction correspondent, Bockmal, andesite, Clodhopper. Yeah, let's try comedy, or maybe we make one more after that. So, when I was younger, my friends and I used to spend our summers exploring the forests near our homes. We would spend entire days hiking and climbing trees. and we would always get so dirty that our parents would have to hose us down before we could come inside. One summer we found a secret cave that we named the Pinacoteca. It became our secret hideout, and we would spend hours in there playing games and pretending to be pirates. One day we were remembering the good times we had in the Pinacoteca, and we decided to go back and visit it. But when we got there, we found that the cave had been disbanded. All of our old toys and furniture were gone, and the cave was completely empty. We were so disappointed that we didn't even want to go back inside. But then we heard a noise coming from the back of the cave. We cautiously went to investigate, and we found a small opening that led to a hidden underground room. It was filled with treasure. We couldn't believe our luck. We quickly grabbed as much as we could carry and then ran back home to show our parents. They were so excited that they decided to call the police. But when the police arrived, they said that the treasure was actually stolen goods and that we had to return it all. We were so disappointed that we didn't even want to keep any of it. But then the police said that we could keep a small percentage of the treasure as a reward for finding it. So we each got to keep a little bit of treasure, and we all went home happy. Although we were sad that the Pinacoteca was gone, we were excited to have found such an amazing hidden room. And we always remember the good times we had there, despite the fact that it didn't end up being the secret hideout that we thought it would be. Yeah. Okay, quite long, short story. So, and yeah, maybe one bonus. Let's look for the words we have now. Belligerency, unfeasible, protese, parole, dipsacaxis, lore, radiate, calitris, litigios, karyotype. Oh yeah. Let's try, kids. Oh, a lot of text. So, Lore and Calitris were always fighting. It didn't matter what it was about. They just loved to argue. One day, they got into a huge argument about whether or not it was possible to cross a river by walking on lily pads. Calitris said it was impossible, but Lore said it could be done. They argued back and forth until they finally decided to ask the wise old woman who lived in the forest. The woman told them that it was indeed possible to cross a river by walking on lily pads, but it was very dangerous. She warned them not to try it, but of course they didn't listen. The next day, they went down to the river and tried to cross. It was much harder than they thought, and they quickly got frustrated. They started arguing with each other again, and eventually Calitris slipped and fell into the river. Fortunately, she was able to swim to the other side and make it to safety. What? Laura was not so lucky. He tried to follow Calitris, but he couldn't swim, and he quickly drowned. What? The second kid story, or second sad kid story? The moral of the story is that it's always the best to listen to the advice of others, even if you don't agree with them. Oh, hard story. So second kids not happy end story. Yeah. So yeah, in the tests I never had such an ending. Okay. Yeah, that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching. I wish you a nice time. Bye bye.